Valencia is awesome. Takes a lot of practice to be that good. So we have some sensational trainers here today. So I'm not going to train you, but I am. But I'm going to weave it into some stories, so you'll have to listen closely and see if you can extract the principles that come out of some of these stories. I've got 4 kids. The 2 youngest are 7 and 8, and they do everything together. They hunt together, they fish together, they do backflips off the hot tub together, they crash their bikes together. They're always pulling pranks on their parents. But they've got 3 things that are really, really going for them. They're fearless. They believe. If I tell them they can do something, they believe me and they just do it. And they've got these vivid imaginations. They dream all the time. Somewhere between childhood and when we become adults, our fear goes up and our belief goes down, and we lose that magic that we had as kids. Do you know what I'm talking about? I remember when I was younger, I had a dream. I grew up in the big city in Tokyo, one of the biggest cities on earth. But I always had this dream I wanted to work with horses. My dad was a cowboy, and then he joined the government and got into the foreign service, and we're moving everywhere every 4 years. And here I am, a teenager in Tokyo, Japan, and I've got this dream of working with horses, and had no idea how I'd ever pull it off. But then we moved. We moved to Canada, and we lived a little bit outside of the city in the country, and I woke up one day and I said, this is my chance to chase the dream. And so school ends and it's summertime, and I jump on my bike and I ride out to the biggest horse farm I can find, and I knock on the door, and I can't remember what I said, but I must have said something right, because the owner of the ranch, he comes out and he says, yeah, I'll give you a job. So I get hired right away. And I'm all excited because I see the horses out in the barn, and he starts walking me out to the barn, and we don't go towards the horses, we go towards the barn, and he hands me this bucket full of black paint and a paintbrush, and then he walks me away from the barn, and he shows me this fence, and he says, I want you to paint that fence. And I'm a little discouraged because I had this dream of working with horses, and he's sending me to the fence. But just got the job, I want to impress my employer, so I start painting the fence. I paint that fence all day long. I come the next day and I paint the fence again. This fence goes like a mile off into the field, and I start calculating, and I realize it's going to take me months to finish painting this fence. This was a while ago, but I had a portable tape player. It's just me and the fence and this paintbrush and a bucket of black paint and a portable tape player, and I start listening to self-development tapes, probably tapes that Aaron Decker put together. He told me he used to so thank you, Aaron. So I'm out in the middle of me and the blue sky painting this fence all day, every day. I get up in the morning, I'm painting the fence, but I'm listening to self-development motivational tapes all day long, and it changed my life, right? It opened my mind up to a limitless life. But I'm real good at practicing, and I'm listening to stuff. It gets to the end of the summer. I haven't touched a horse all summer. I haven't even got close enough to smell them, right? So here I am trying to chase this dream. I feel like I'm going away from it. What I didn't realize was that daily routine, that practice, that listening, maybe it was getting me closer to my dream. School starts, I got to go back to school. Next summer, it's time to chase my dream again, right? So I get on my bike and I ride the other way to the next biggest horse farm I can find. Knock on the door, said something right, he hires me on the spot, takes me out to the barn, he gives me a pitchfork and a shovel. Next thing I know, I'm shoveling horse manure, right? He shows me how to clean the stalls, and I'm thinking, man, I got this dream to work with horses. I didn't know it meant shoveling horse manure. But something was different this time, because I'd clean stalls all day. I'd go out afterwards, and he's out there training horses, and he'd let me watch. After a couple of weeks, he shows me how to tack up these horses, and I start learning how to train horses with him. Then he lets me ride. I mean, it takes me 2 years to get to the point where someone lets me ride. Doing these little things, it feels like I'm not getting any closer to my dream. But I kind of am. And then I go buy a 2-year-old horse that hasn't been trained. All of these skills that I got through this long process, I finally invest into this horse and end up selling it for 4 times what I paid for it. And first time in my life, I taste what it's like to be an entrepreneur, to get paid to do something that you love. Summer after that, I get hired to work on this ranch in Wyoming. It's It's a huge ranch, 6,000 acres. There's 30 horses. They make me the head wrangler, right? So here I am on this horse, working with these horses. They're in this paddock. We saddle them up every day. They get ridden all day long. And then at nighttime, they've got this nighttime pasture that we get to let them out. And it goes about a half a mile down this field and down into this ravine where there's this beautiful stream flowing. And I clean up the horses at the end of the day, and they're so excited to get to their night pasture. And right before I kick the gate open, I jump on one of the horses with nothing, just bareback, no bridle, no nothing, and push that gate open, and the whole herd of horses would just thunder out of the paddock down to this pasture. And I'm sitting there with my head back and my arms out in the middle of this herd of horses that are just racing down through this beautiful scenery. And I suddenly realized that I'm living my dream. I'm living this thing that I was chasing. And look at the journey that it took to get there. And sometimes it's hard to see how these daily routines that we're doing are taking us closer to the ultimate dream that we have. Sometimes that daily practice, you don't see the connection, but it's getting you there. It's all about that daily consistency. So you thought that was the story, right? But here's the real story. Okay? So I decided I want to be a vet. I was a pretty good student. So I got early acceptance to the school of my choice, graduate school of my choice. I'm 4 months away from going to graduate school, and I make this crazy decision. I decide I want to do network marketing. I don't know if I want to live a normal life. I don't know if I want a normal job. I want something different. I didn't even know what network marketing was, but I wanted to do it. So Greg and I, we're college kids. We've got $2,000 in savings. He's got about $2,000 in savings. We scrape our money together, and we go to Japan. And we land on the street. We have no clue what network marketing is or how to do it. We know that we're supposed to bring people in and sell product, right? That's our job. So our simple minds say, okay, let's go to where there's a lot of people. And we pick the busiest street corner we can find, and we stand on the street corner, and we start trying to flag people down. Okay, in the middle of Tokyo, we're white guys, right? In the middle of all these Asians. We do speak Japanese, but we're kind of slow because we do this for 3 weeks with 0 results. We're talking to 200 people, trying to talk to 200 people a day. It takes us about 3 weeks to realize this is not working. But guess what's happening inside? Every person that I talk to, my skill level's going up. I'm learning to read them, to understand them, to feel them, to kind of intuitively know what their needs are. So, yeah, we didn't get a single sign up, but we were changing inside. But still, we had to be a little bit smart, right? Okay, this isn't working, right? These people, it's too easy for them to run away. So we have this brilliant idea. Okay, let's go somewhere where they can't run away. So we say, okay, let's go on the subway. If we get on the subway, then they don't have anywhere to go. So Greg and I, he jumps on one end of the subway, I jump on the other end. We're kind of working our way to the middle, talking to people the whole way, trying to collect these cards, right? And you laugh, I laugh. It's kind of a silly idea, but it worked in one case. One guy that we met on the subway became a diamond. But what's happening? Are we getting closer to our dream? Is it effective? Numbers-wise, no. But inside us, yes. So we do this for 4 months with virtually 0 results. And then we get together one night, we say, okay, we're kind of just making this up. We don't know how people do network marketing. We got to start back at the beginning, figure out how other companies are doing this. So we go to an Herbalife meeting. And this is 4 months in, right? We sit in the back and we're taking notes. This is how they do it. Okay, this is what network marketing is, And afterwards we're collecting name cards, and then we go to a New Skin convention. There's 5,000 people there, and so we have this competition. How many name cards can you get? And so we split up, and we're like collecting name cards, and we get back and we're counting them in our apartment. 1, 2, I get 200. Greg's got 250. We're calling these people up. We didn't even know how to present, right? But we know how to contact. So we're calling these people up and asking them to come, and the results don't seem like they're coming. But then all of a sudden we get one guy, right? One guy from New Skin who's driven by himself. And that changes everything. You have these inflection points in your business, okay? It took us about 4 months to get there, but this one guy brought 3 people. We've been contacting for 4 months. We hadn't had a chance to present yet. We didn't know how to present, but those 3 people showed up and we presented, okay? And those 3 people brought 6 people. The next day they brought 9 people. 2 months later, I mean, this blows my mind today. We had 5,000 people sign up. Did it end there? No, it started there, okay? We're doing 16-hour days, right? The people start signing up. All of a sudden, we're doing 20-hour days. You know your business is growing when you're doing 20-hour days and you're not tired. You wake up in the morning and you're so excited because last night 137 people signed up. And you processed all the applications. You know, we're using fax machines at the time, and we're staying up all night trying to get these faxes through, and then we wake up the next morning and we're presenting. We're doing 3 presentations a day. We did that for 3 years straight, 3 to 4 presentations a day, packed audiences every single time. I remember waking up on Christmas Day thinking, please, can we have a break? No. 3 presentations on Christmas Day. 12 months later, our team did $100 million in sales. Does that change your life? That changes your life, okay? So now, did we know how to do it? Kind of, but did it become easy? No, okay? But we take that same model and then we just start hopping countries. So we go to Hong Kong, same thing. Contact. You finally find a few self-driven leaders, and then you go into presentation mode. Presentation, every single day, you know, presenting. Then recognize and reward, and you start that cycle. And we go from Hong Kong to Korea, and we do it in Korea. Then we go to Thailand, then we go to Germany, and then we jump over to Brazil. It's been 24 years now. We've done about 20 countries. And about $3 billion in sales the team has done. So what's the secret, right? What's the secret formula? Would you be shocked if I told you that there is no secret? It comes down to hard work, daily consistency, and practice. Valencia Pomfil, she's phenomenal on stage. How do you think she got there? Daily practice. Steve Schwartz is so successful. You heard him this morning. How did he get there? Daily practice. How did Tim Sales become a Navy SEAL? Daily practice. How do you get a perfectly buff physique like our African president, Craig de Bruin? Okay? Daily practice. He does the hard things. Last week I was in Croatia. And we biked a couple 100 kilometers across the islands of Croatia. And if you've been to Croatia, you know it sits in the middle of the Adriatic Sea. The Adriatic Sea, it's got to be one of the most beautiful places on earth. Okay, the water's crystal clear, and you're riding a road bike through vineyards and olive orchards, and you've got these rock walls that were created 3,000 years ago. And they're still standing. And you have these Roman fortresses. You can just feel the history, right? And so you're riding your bike and you're going, we did about 280 kilometers in 6 days. But every single day, we'd attack a hill climb. And these hill climbs are 7 to 10 kilometers straight up, right? And I noticed something because we're riding as a group, but there's 2 types of riders out there. You know, both of us are covering the same distance. We're both pedaling the same. We're going up the same hill. But one set of people are hating the climb. They resent it. All they can think about is the downhill at the top. Another set of people, they're loving the climb. Okay? Their muscles are burning and their lungs are trying to suck in more oxygen and the sweat's dripping down their glasses. And they love it. What's wrong with them, right? They love it. They're just feeling this huge sense of accomplishment doing something that's so hard on their body because their mind, they're thinking, I'm getting stronger. I'm going to wake up tomorrow stronger than I was today. So which group of people do you want to be? These guys that have that right mindset, they get to the top and they get double the joy out of that because they loved it on the way up and they love it on the way down. They get to the top and they think, I might go back down and pedal up just because I think I'll get double strong, right? Two groups of people. Which one will you be? I hope you feel something today as you listen to these fantastic leaders, as you listen to Tim Sales next. He's going to show you some amazing training. I hope you make a commitment today to do hard things and love it, to be consistent on a daily basis, to do what it takes to chase your dream and never, ever give up. There's a universal truth that I absolutely love, and it says, all things work together for good to those who believe. All things. But now I need your help. So I'm sitting down in the audience yesterday, and Tracy and Brent are doing their fantastic presentation, and my wife calls, right? So I pick up the phone. She's at the trampoline park with 6 kids. 2 of them are mine, and 4 of them are someone else's, and the car's been stolen. And she's stranded, and it's nighttime, and it's dark. And I don't want to miss the presentation. So what am I supposed to do? So I turn on multitasking, I'm trying to not miss Brent and Tracy. I'm trying to figure out how the love of my life, who's sitting there with 6 stranded kids and the car's gone, to fix that situation. All right, how's that going to work towards my good, right? My car's been stolen. My wife's stranded. The 6 kids are sitting there whining. I don't know yet. So next time we meet, hold me accountable and ask me, okay, how did that work towards your good? I haven't figured it out yet. Sometimes life throws curveballs at us and we got to figure it out. But does that mean we give up our belief? No, absolutely not. So guys, we can do this. We can do this. What does it take? Daily consistency. Love the hard work. Steve talked about it today. You got to love, embrace the burn. You'll get to hear from some fantastic people today. I'm so glad that I could be here. It's so nice to see everyone. Thank you.